They each have their thing that they are great at. So as I listen to those motivational speakers, I still would like filter through, I still follow up and do my own research, go directly to the source to make sure like we all shouldn't just believe everything that they say is actual and factual. A lot of it is, but you always got to do your own research. So
yeah, that's true.
But I did want to carry on about explaining the typical. That's why I wanted to know, like, how have your interviews been or is going, and your thoughts about that. But you said that it hasn't really started yet, so I wanted to kind of paint that picture for you, because the typical, I have a lot of friends or partners in the dental offices, or whether even if it's a office manager that does the hiring, right? And they will definitely look through your resume. So that's number one. Make sure that your resume is looking good. Then 2, just the follow-up. But when you finally go, they do a phone interview first, usually phone. Then they do an in-person interview. But for the in-person, it's a verbal interview, but they also have a piece where either they'll ask you to come back, or sometimes they ask you to stay for the day to do a working interview. And so, like you said, a day in the life, or
just a day in working in the dental field.
Yeah, and so mainly it's gonna be, when you start off, sterilization. Just can you move? Can you read the schedule? Be able to maybe help clean up. At that time, they don't expect you to know everything. So it's gonna be like, can you flip rooms? Can you help us clean it out? Use the sharps container if you need to break down a needle. Like, do you know those basic things? And then, if anything, it's probably going to be a composite if they do ask you to assist in a treatment. So you got to know that composite, the steps for that. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. And then, from there, you kind of decide, they decide if they're going to make you an offer, and you decide if you want to accept it.
So as far as an offer today, what are people paying?
As far as compensation goes for a dental assistant, I hate to be so cliche in saying it really varies. It really depends. Like, I hate when people give that answer, but it is such the case. And I feel like, for the most part, though, I can give you a number. There has been at least 3 to 4 of our recent students that got hired at about $18, $18.75, starting off. Like, that's off the gate, plus benefits and all of that. So that has been lately. Have I heard of an assistant, honestly, not lately, to accept way less than that, but not lately, but have I heard of students starting off like 14, 15? I have. I'm not going to lie about that. And then have I heard of assistants starting off, like a DA1 coming out our program, starting out as like maybe 21, 22, I have as well. So it really does vary. And then 2, what plays a role is basically you kind of being honest with yourself, like, how much do you have to offer? Like, since not you, just students, period. Because, okay, for example, the lower accepting wages, right? Like the $14, $13, right? I have had students that have accepted that and they were okay with accepting that amount. The reason why is because they know they weren't ready. They just were wanting to clean the rooms, flip the rooms, set up the rooms. They weren't ready for that chairside treatment. And then after a few months and working in there for 6 months to a year, next thing you know, they slowly but surely start assisting in chairside, which means their pay increased, And so I'm saying that to say the ones that I'm aware of that has accepted the lower amount, starting pay, they knew that that's what they should start off with. But they took the opportunity to get better, to get more. It's all about confidence. Like, it's all about confidence. Because I'll be like, because nobody knows what they're doing, But if you are confident and consistent, then you will get better at it. That's how you get better. Yeah. Because you're not going to know what you're doing at first.
Right.
You're not going to know. It's you step into these treatments and procedures, and a lot of times the doctor don't know. So guess what? Y'all two both don't know themselves, and they're figuring out together. But if you guys have the confidence to say, okay, let's do this. The direction said to do this, or I remember in class, you know, this, then you grow. If you're confident in that, and then you're consistent, you're going to learn it, you know. Mm-hmm. You're going to learn the steps, the procedures, how he or she wants it, the doctor. All of those things are customizable, but what can't be compromised or what can't vary is your confidence. You have to be on point, feeling like it, looking like it, whether you know it or not. Right. Mm-hmm. But then you do ask your questions too. You do your part, look it up, or you know, look back at your notes, or when you and the doctor are doing one-on-one or during a break or something, ask them then. Mm-hmm. Like, hey doc, you know, when you did this, what does that mean? You know, like what, you know, they know your composites, so that when you're prepared at that working interview. Okay. Yeah, because they feel like if you know composites, you know, you'll be good with everything else. Mm-hmm. And almost always this was true for me. I assisted in composites for about like 3 to 4 months, and that was it. Like when I started my job, that was it. And then slowly I started assisting in crown and bridge. I would say extractions too. Composites and extractions was like the beginning treatment for me as working for a general dentist. Yeah, you don't start off doing all that fancy stuff, the root canals and stuff like that. So don't pressure yourself to know absolutely everything. Okay. It'll come. Okay.